Anna Wintour just did something that Meghan has been dreading for years. The Met Gala invitations went out this week. Beyoncé is co-chairing, Venus Williams is co-chairing, Katy Perry is going, Priyanka Chopra is going, and the Duchess of Sausages, well, not even a whisper. Here's the thing that makes it even worse. Meghan thought this was going to be her year. Welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and today we have a lot to talk about because this has been one of those weeks where everything, and I mean everything, seems to be falling apart for the sausages at the same time. Anna Wintour, a failed PR stunt, Netflix, and a tea box that costs almost $300. Let's get down to it. So let's start with the big one. The Met Gala is happening on May 4th, and the invitations have been sent out. This year's event is being co-chaired by Beyoncé, Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour herself. And the sausages, nowhere to be found. Now, why does this hurt so much? Because Meghan actually believed that she had a real shot this time. Think about it. She has been trying to crack the fashion world for a while now. She showed up uninvited to the Balenciaga show in Paris last fall. She scored a cover of Harper's Bazaar, and two of this year's co-chairs are people she considers friends. Now, Beyoncé, whom she claims texted her after the Oprah interview, and Venus Williams, whose sister Serena is one of Meghan's most mentioned friendships. So she thought these connections were her golden ticket. But here's what Meghan apparently doesn't understand about Anna Wintour. Anna is friends with King Charles. She has never given Meghan an American Vogue cover. And according to fashion insiders, she thinks the sausages, and I'm quoting, make everything about themselves. Well, that is not new. And you know what the most brutal part is? Just a few months ago, Meghan ran into Wintour in Paris. Hugs, kisses on the cheek, Wintour telling her she looked amazing, and Meghan probably walked away from that thinking, I'm in. That is the thing about Meghan. She constantly mistakes politeness for acceptance. Anna Wintour will tell you that you look beautiful while mentally crossing you off the list with a Sharpie. There's also a very telling detail from 2022. Meghan apparently tried to negotiate a British Vogue cover and demanded editorial control, a global cover, and a personal Zoom call with Anna Wintour. You know what the insider said? Nobody gets that, not even Beyoncé. Not even Beyoncé. But Meghan thought she deserved more than Beyoncé. Let that sink in. And you want to know what makes this even more painful? Remember the Kris Jenner birthday party fiasco? Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez hosted Kris' 70th birthday at their home, and the sausages showed up and then demanded that the Kardashians take down every Instagram photo that included them. Every single one. And it turned into a massive PR disaster because the party was held the night before Remembrance Day, which is a solemn occasion in the UK. So what should have been Kris Jenner's party became, once again, all about Harry and Meghan. And Bezos, he is the lead sponsor of this year's Met Gala. So, yeah, burn that bridge too. And look at who is on the list. We got Sabrina Carpenter, Doja Cat, Sydney Sweeney, Anne Hathaway, Priyanka Chopra, Emma Stone, Ziza, Cardi B, Elle Fanning, Zoe Saldana. These are people who are at the top of their careers, producing work, making things happen. Meghan's biggest accomplishment this year is selling jam and getting her Netflix show canceled. That's the reality. Anna Wintour's guest list is a mirror, and Meghan does not like what she says and add. But now, speaking of desperate PR moves, let's talk about what happened this week with the skiing video. On Thursday, Meghan posted a video of Instagram of Harry and Archie skiing together. "My boys, quick learning," Archie was the caption. "So proud. Very cute, very wholesome, very strategic, because nothing says we are a normal, happy family, like releasing carefully timed content of your children doing adorable things while your entire professional life is pretty much collapsing. But that is not even the story. The real story was what happened after the video dropped. Because within hours, Hello Magazine, one of the biggest celebrity outlets in the world, ran a post with a photo of Harry on a ski lift with Olympic skier Eileen Gu and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. And the caption, "No wonder Archie is already owning the slopes at just 6. After that sweet video of him skiing with Harry, it looks like the whole family jetted off for a ski break in Canada. Oh, okay. Sounds great, right? Except for the problem that some people are claiming this photo is from 2024. In all fairness, I checked and it turns out Eileen Gu herself posted it to her Instagram, labeling it as last week. And that is the attire that she wore to the Olympics this year. But let's put the year discussion aside. Let's say that the year this photo was taken doesn't matter. I think what does matter is that it confirms, once again, that whenever Harry is with anyone that is not Meghan, whether it's James Corden or Rihanna or literally any other person, he looks happy and relaxed. It's like 2015 Harry all over again. That's what matters the most here. Now, let me connect this to something even more revealing that came out this week. Because while Meghan is out there trying to manufacture a perfect family image, we're getting brand new details about how she actually behaves behind closed doors. And it is spectacular. Variety's Matt Donnelly went on the Royalist podcast and dropped this nugget. When Meghan was in Zoom meetings with Netflix about her brand as ever, her lifestyle and homewares line, and she heard feedback she didn't like or heard ideas she thought were beneath her, she would turn her camera off. Just click and gone. Vanished from the screen. And later, the Netflix marketing team would be informed that her disappearance was because she was offended by something that was said. Let me say that again. A grown-up woman with a reported $60 million deal with one of the biggest entertainment companies on earth would literally turn off her camera in the middle of a business meeting because she didn't like what she was hearing. Now, her lawyer, because of course there's a lawyer in here, came out and said, "Oh, she works from home. She has young children. Sometimes kids walk in during meetings. And look, we all been on Zoom calls where a kid wanders in, but it happens." But according to multiple sources, this wasn't about kids interrupting. This was, once again, you guessed it right, a pattern. Multiple insiders confirmed that turning off the camera was her way of expressing displeasure. It was her version of slamming a door, except digitally. And Donnelly also revealed that Meghan would talk over Harry during these calls, sometimes mid-sentence, usually after touching his arm or thigh as a signal. You know what that is, right? That's an NLP anchoring gesture. She literally uses a physical cue to interrupt him. I talk about that extensively on my Body Language Guide channel. And when her lawyer was asked about that, talking over Harry, he called it, and I kid you not, misogynistic, to point out. Because apparently noticing that someone talks over her own husband is sexism now. So this is the same person who couldn't hold onto a single staff member in the palace, whose Archewell Foundation went through employees like tissue paper, and whose Netflix deal is described by insiders with the words, "We are done." And when people try to give her professional feedback, she turns off the camera. She literally goes dark. That's not how you build a business. That is how you destroy whatever business you have. And Donnelly made another point that I thought was really sharp. He said, Hollywood is a working culture. It's a business like any other. There's not so much decorum. I think it's maybe what the sausages are used to. Well, the sausages is my version, of course. And that is the core of the problem, isn't it? They walk into Hollywood expecting to be treated like senior royals, where nobody questions you, nobody pushes back, and your ideas are automatically brilliant just because of who you are. But Hollywood doesn't work like that. In Hollywood, you are what you produce. And what the sausages have produced is a documentary that embarrassed the platform, a cooking show that got cancelled, and a lifestyle brand that Netflix had to completely bankroll just to get off the ground. And what does a businesswoman who can't handle feedback from Netflix do after losing her Netflix backing? She sells a tea box for $290. I wish I were making this up. The Garden Tea Bloom box from As Ever, Meghan's lifestyle brand that Netflix has now washed its hands of, costs $200 and, well, almost $300. Yeah, it's like $255 plus $35 for shipping. $290 total. And for that, you get 1 tin of peppermint tea, 1 jar of sage honey, and some loose dead flowers thrown in a box. Not arranged, not styled, just flowers in a box. It is what? Let me put this in perspective. Netflix reportedly funded all the manufacturing, the products, the marketing for As Ever. They were bankrolling the entire operation. And now that Netflix has pulled out, Meghan's grand plan to prove she can stand on her own is selling tea and dead flowers for the price of a very nice pair of shoes. And the reviews, the reviews, $255 for a few flowers, 1 tin of tea, and 1 jar of honey. Do I have that right? On that planet, is that box worth $255? These are real comments from real people. This isn't the sausage squad being mean. This is the general public looking at this product and going, "Are you serious?" And here's what makes it even better, or maybe worse, depending on your perspective. Spokesperson for As Ever told People magazine that the brand is grateful for Netflix partnership through launch, and that As Ever is now ready to stand on its own. Ready to stand on its own with a $290 tea box that includes dead flowers. That is the plan. You know what $290 buys you? A nice dinner for 2 at a Michelin star restaurant. A round-trip flight on a budget airline. An actual flower arrangement from a professional florist that would last longer and look better. But no, for $290 you can get a tin of peppermint tea, a jar of honey, and some flowers that were apparently styled by someone who lost interest halfway through. This is a brand that was supposed to rival Goop. This is a brand that was supposed to make Meghan a lifestyle mogul. And Netflix looked at this and said, yeah, we are done. My rogue is take a step back and look at the full picture of this week, not by the most powerful woman in fashion caught recycling old photos for PR, apparently exposed for turning off her camera when Netflix dared to give her notes, and selling tea and flowers for the price of a plane ticket. So this is what happens when you burn every bridge, alienate every collaborator, and refuse to listen to anyone who tells you something you don't want to hear. Walls are closing in, and you can turn off the camera all you want, but the reality is not going away. A Royal Rogue is, name is Jesus Enrique Rosas, I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.